Oh, it feels good to be back, y'all. Thank you so much for your prayers and well wishes because I was a little sick earlier this week, but hey, we're back. What? What was that? Okay. Yes, I do still sound congested, I know, but I blame the latest poster for the Dragon Prince because of all the stardust in the air. You catch my drift? Did you get that? What's going on, you guys? James here with some real news and a new poster breakdown for Season 6 of The Dragon Prince. Yes, that's right, earlier this week we just got a brand new poster, and this is the Stars poster, and I'm so excited to dive into it because it's very beautiful and very minimal. Now, before we get into my breakdown and I give you some of my own theories, if it is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, and yes, the Dragon Prince. So if you do too, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, y'all, and tap on that bell. Like this video because you're not going to want to miss out on when I cover the Dragon Prince every single episode on July 26th when it drops on Netflix. And get loud in the comments and let me know what you think of this poster. And now that we have all of them, which one is your favorite? Alrighty, you guys, so let's get right into the news. So yes, we got poster number 7 for the Dragon Prince Season 6 on Tuesday, June 18th. Now, like I said, this is likely the final poster in this series where we see Ehasz, who I presume is Ehasz, collecting all of the primal sources. Beginning in July, if I had to make a guess, I think we'll get very specific Season 6 posters that are not in this same art style by the artist Heifer. Now, do I think that the posters will be groundbreaking? Maybe not. They might be more akin to the Season 5 posters. Like one of them, I believe, was Callum swimming to the bottom of the sea, or it was RAYLLUM and then Callum being pulled down by one of the squid legs. So I do think that Season 6 specific posters are likely to drop at the beginning of July. But for this particular poster, the official social media account for the Dragon Prince revealed it with this caption, and I quote, "We are, all of us, stardust, held together by love for an instant." Now, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this sounds so familiar, because it is. In the teaser clip for Season 6, where we see Ehasz crying in a pond and the Merciful One coming up beside him and putting her hand on his shoulder and saying,
"We are, all of us, stardust, held together by love for an instant."
that is the same line in the caption. So it got me thinking about, well, will we hear this in the final product? And we probably will. And when it comes to the social media captions overall, shout out to friend of the channel and ex-user LM1531, who put together every caption for the poster drops. So here's how they read. "The moon shimmers as the stars align. At the eye of the storm, a limitless sky overlooks us in profound silence. But after all, wasn't the sun the first to betray the stars? Earth is our seed, planted in the cosmos. The ocean pushes and pulls, it soothes and it crushes, gives life and swallows it back into its depths. We are, all of us, stardust, held together by love for an instant." And remember when I said the Merciful One is probably saying that line in the teaser clip in the final season, like in the final product? I think this entire poem of sorts is going to be read by the Merciful One, and it's going to be spoken to Ehasz, almost encouraging him like, I got a plan, I'm gonna get you out of here, but I need you to be on your A game, so here's a little bit of motivation. So I think this will see itself manifested in the final season, or I should say Season 6, and I do think that what will happen is that this is going to trigger something in Ehasz, and he's going to be like, you know what? I do got all the primal sources. I can gather all the Infinity Stones. You know what I mean? So I do think Ehasz and the Merciful One, they'll link up together in Season 6. And when it comes to the release of these posters, remember, they're taking on a theme similar to every single season of The Dragon Prince so far. Like Book 1, which is Moon, Book 2, Sky, Book 3, Sun, Book 4, Earth, Book 5, Ocean, and now Book 6, Stars. So this is probably as good a time as ever to get right into my poster breakdown for the Stars poster. Now, I actually really like this design. I won't lie to you, it's very minimal. But the first thing I notice is, oh my gosh, I do think this is Ehasz after all. For a while, we've been trying to figure out here on the channel, who is this mysterious Star Touch elf? Is it the Merciful One, or is it Ehasz? But I think it's pretty much a dead giveaway now that this is Ehasz, and the social media team for the Dragon Prince even uses Ehasz as a hashtag in the caption. And I will say, there were some previous posters where that didn't look much like Ehasz. If anything, it looked more like the Merciful One. But now, in this poster, I'm like 99.9% sure this is Ehasz. But it's not enough just to take an overall look at Ehasz. You gotta zoom in a little bit, and you can see some streaks running down their face, almost as if Ehasz is crying because of something, or crying because of someone. And it wouldn't surprise me seeing those streaks looking like teardrops on their face, because Ehasz, to me, now has a soft side, or maybe they're so upset and they cried in that clip, and this is a result of that. So I'm trying to figure out the chronology here of when we see an Ehasz like this that is gathering all of the primal sources, but I'd have to imagine that's coming in season 6. And of course, like with every other poster, you have to look at the key of Ehasz, this cube that's always illuminated with the primal source for the poster. And this time it's the star rune side of the key that is lit up. That always coincides with the spell book. Now, the spell book usually in the previous posters was very complex and had a lot of things happening. It was a busy spell book. But this one for the stars poster is really not busy at all. There's not much going on. If anything, it's very minimal, but it's probably because this is the final primal source needed for Ehasz to reach full strength, and there's no need to overcomplicate the situation. The man is basically like Thanos for the Dragon Prince universe. But of course, it's not enough just to have one figure in these posters. There's always something hidden behind Ehasz, and here we do see the outline of a mysterious figure, and a figure that I venture to believe that we might have seen before in previous posters. Could this be the same mysterious person we saw in the Moon poster? Or maybe it is just Loreline, who was a Star Touch elf killed by the Nova Blade. But part of me thinks it could also be Leola, which is a unicorn responsible for gifting humans the first primal stones, according to the Dragon Prince's Wikipedia account. Do we know much about Loreline? No. Do we know much about Leola? Not really. So maybe the posters are hinting that we will learn more about Ehasz' past, that will then tell a story about his present and future situations. So that was definitely done on purpose. There's no doubt in my mind. And you thought that was the only person in this poster? Well, it could be. Maybe I'm stretching here and reaching, you guys, but there's a very scary looking face that you can possibly make out in the background of this poster. Like, is it just me? Did anyone else see this and think that is a face? And maybe this is again this contrast, this tug of war match between good and evil in these posters, because in the Moon poster we did see two figures, one that represented darkness and one that represented light at the bottom of the poster, if I'm not mistaken. And now we're seeing a scary looking figure and a very peaceful looking figure in the same poster for stars. But it does feel like this is all sort of bubbling up and boiling to a point where Ehasz is the one who controls the tides of the Dragon Prince universe. So human kingdoms, Zadia, y'all better watch out. And that's about it, you guys. It seems like this is the most simplistic poster we've gotten so far in terms of Easter eggs. I couldn't point out anything else. Now, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments below, but it seems more void than the other posters. And thematically, I think that makes sense, because at this point, Ehasz has collected all of the primal sources, which makes him the sole puppeteer for the universe and the Dragon Prince. He's the guy now. He's so powerful. He's by himself. He's literally killed almost everything in his path to get to this point of him being the sole aggressor and the reason for, I guess, the demise of both Zadia and the human kingdoms. If anything, I'm actually more uneasy as a fan of Team Callum than I am of any other situation. Yes, of course, season 5, there were a lot of things hinting towards Callum using dark magic and it being bad for him. But if these posters are telling a story, which I believe they are, guys, Ehasz could have that Thanos effect from the MCU, where, you remember at the end of Infinity War? Yeah, I can see that happening here in the Dragon Prince. Or maybe the posters are just telling us, hey, Ehasz has been alone for so long, so now it's time for him to pop out and show someone. I can see that. But there you have it, you guys. That's my real breakdown of poster number 7, the Stars poster for Season 6 of the Dragon Prince. Let me know down below again in the comments what you think about this poster, and if you haven't already, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and you don't want to miss out on more Dragon Prince content because I have a funny feeling next week we could very well be getting the official trailer for Season 6 of The Dragon Prince. And I mean, if not next week, it's gotta be in 2 weeks. Gotta kick off July on a nice note. Alrighty, y'all. Well, that's all I got for today. I'm gonna go and decongest. I blame all the stardust in the air. How could you, Erebos? Alrighty, y'all. Well, again, thanks so much for watching. God bless you guys, and I'll catch you at the next screening.